Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a tool that's looking to completely shake up how we code. We're talking about Cursor, an AI-first IDE that promises to be, well, a whole lot more than just a text editor. So let's just jump right in with a question. Think about the IDE you use every day. I mean, is it really just a souped-up text editor with some plugins? What if, instead of just completing a single line of code, it actually understood your entire project? Like the whole thing, every connection from the front end all the way to the database. Well, that exact idea is what's powering this whole new category of tools called AI-first IDEs. And honestly, they're a huge shift in how we think about building software. The one we're going to focus on today, the prime example really, is Cursor. Okay, so what does AI first even mean, right? It's not just about bolting an AI plugin onto your existing editor. No. These tools are built from the ground up with large language models baked right into their core. And that's the key difference. It means they're not just looking at the single file you have open, they get the context of your entire codebase. And the whole point of this, it's to attack one of the biggest productivity killers for any developer, context switching. You know the drill, right? Jumping between your editor, 10 different browser tabs, sifting through documentation. The goal here is to eliminate all of that, to keep you locked in, focused on what you're actually trying to build. So the big question is, how does Cursor actually pull this off? Well, it all comes down to a few really powerful features that are designed specifically for those messy, complicated tasks we all deal with. All right, first up, let's talk about something called Composer Mode. Now, this isn't for your small stuff like fixing a typo or writing a tiny function. Nope. This is for the big jobs, the large-scale, complex tasks that span across a ton of different files and directories. Just think about those tasks that make you kind of sigh before you even start, like a huge multi-file refactor, or trying to implement a brand new feature that has its hands in everything: the UI, a backend service, your state management, the whole shebang. And this is where it gets really, really cool. You can give Composer Mode just one single high-level prompt, kind of like this one. And from that one sentence, it understands the goal and then just orchestrates all the necessary code changes across every single file it needs to touch. It literally builds the feature for you. Okay, building on that same idea of giving high-level instructions, we've got agent workflows. This basically takes things to the next level. We're talking about giving the AI the autonomy to carry out entire complex tasks completely on its own. So what's this good for? It's perfect for those jobs that are really well-defined but are just so tedious. Think about migrating your whole data storage system or generating a full suite of tests for a new feature. It's all about automating that grunt work so you can focus on the more interesting, high-level problems. So, for instance, you could hand the agent a very specific technical task like this one. It already knows what MMKV and a sync storage are. It gets that data compatibility is absolutely crucial, and then it just goes and executes all the steps to get that migration done for you. Pretty amazing. All right, so those are the huge headline-grabbing features. But what does this actually look like in your day-to-day? When you're just deep in the code, how does this change your moment-to-moment workflow? Well, your everyday work in Cursor really boils down to three main ways of interacting with it, and it's designed to be super fluid, so you can move between them seamlessly, from making tiny little edits right in your code to having bigger conversations about architecture. And it's all just a keyboard shortcut away. Okay, let's put this into practice. How does this all actually work? We're going to walk through a few real-world examples, and we'll focus on a pretty common workflow for, say, a React Native developer. You'll see the workflow is actually super intuitive. For those really focused, in-the-moment tasks, you'll use inline editing. You just highlight a block of code, hit Command-K, and tell it what to do. Optimize this slot list, or add proper error handling to this function. Simple. But for the bigger picture stuff, like architectural questions or asking for a code review, that's when you'll open up a chat with Command-L and have a more in-depth conversation. And here's the real magic that ties it all together: context. You can make your requests incredibly powerful by using the @ symbol to reference specific files. So you're not just being vague anymore, you're telling it exactly which file to look at and what you want done. For example, adding a new navigation stack right inside your main app navigator file. Super specific. Okay, so we've seen the features, we've seen the workflow, but what's the bottom line? What's the real-world impact of all this? I mean, does using a tool like Cursor actually make a difference you can measure? Well, the data points to this one number: 30%. That's right, according to industry metrics, teams that adopt these AI-first IDEs are seeing their feature delivery cycles speed up by around 30%. I mean, that is a massive leap in speed and efficiency. Just huge. So let's wrap this up. What are the key takeaways here? It all starts with that true context awareness, the fact that it understands the whole codebase. That's what enables these complex multi-file operations, and that is what leads to that incredible accelerated delivery. But what this is really about is enhanced productivity. It shifts your job from being a line-by-line coder to more of a high-level director, guiding the AI to execute your vision. It frees you up to focus on the really hard, interesting problems, the architecture, the logic, the creative stuff. In this whole shift really leaves us with one big provocative question to think about. As these tools get more and more integrated into our daily work, we have to ask ourselves, will our next IDE just be a copilot, or is it going to be our architect?